I don't know if you saw this, but Donald Trump was on the Full Send podcast. You know, these guys, the Full Send, the Nelk Boys, they have their own podcast, and they all have all these. They always get these really good interviews. I'm not a huge Trump fan, but I was a little bit disappointed in the interview because it's like he didn't answer any like really good hard-hitting questions, and one of the reasons was because he wouldn't stop yapping. Like, they didn't get to ask very many questions because he just went off and he just wouldn't stop. He just keeps going and going and going. They only got to ask you probably 5 or 6 questions, maybe a little more, but it was like the whole time was just him yapping. It was like a freaking arrogant fest. Like, oh, I did this and I did that when I was in office. And what's going on in Ukraine and Russia wouldn't be happening if I was in office. And we ended ISIS. 100% of ISIS we got rid of. It was like a whole arrogance fest, right? I mean, they did ask a few good questions. Like in the beginning, he seemed very nervous. He seemed very uncomfortable being there because it's like someone asking him directly one-on-one questions. Obviously, they probably told the Nelk Boys and Steve Will Do It and all these guys that were there that they couldn't ask certain questions. So, you know, obviously there were a lot of questions that weren't asked, that weren't brought up. My main question, the one main question I would ask would be like, okay, so these guys, so there's a huge contingency of Americans who don't want to be forced to, you know, do medical things to their body. And so, you know, what do you have to say about that? Like, that's because, and why are they ignoring this huge contingency of people that are asking these questions? Why are they just ignoring them? Why don't they talk to these people? That would be, you know, not these people, you know, us people pretty much, because the majority don't want to be forced to be, you know, have medical things done to their body. So that would be the main question that I would ask. But yeah, he just kept yapping and yapping and yapping, and like I said, it wasn't until the very end, until he started to seem a little bit more comfortable and he started just like being more loose and everything like that. But that was because it was like almost over, and like anytime they would ask like a hard-hitting questions, like sometimes he would just talk over him and just like talk about something else, or he would just I don't know, just start talking about something else, about how great he was and what a great job he did. And it was like interesting to see him in an interview like that, but it didn't really answer very many questions. And I don't know. I wish they were able to ask more questions. I don't know. I wish they would have cut him off, just like, yo, shut up and let me ask you this question, because we want to know. Americans want to know. People want to know. The world wants to know what's going on. They did finally bring up talking about, you know, at the very end, he brought up Operation Warp Speed, and when someone was about to ask a question about something probably important, he just started talking over them. And that was his strategy, just talk over them if they ask any like questions that, you know, he doesn't need or want to answer. So overall, man, that was horrible. 2 thumbs down for that, man. I mean, maybe half a thumb up. Here's my vote, because, like I said, it was interesting just seeing him like talk because I don't know if he's, you know, just been in this type of situation where it's just kind of a one-on-one thing. Props to Dana White, I guess, for, you know, getting him to do the interview with the Nelk Boys, because he's, you know, good friends with the Nelk Boys, and, you know, Nelk Boys, they always go to the UFC fights and stuff like that. So anyway, it's interesting, these people, they're getting on their podcast. But as for being informational about what we need to know and helping the people, 2 thumbs down. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys watch it? Do you guys agree? I mean, this guy, he just kept yapping about how great he was and everything. He pretty much like freaking no wars, you know, everything basically in his mind that he did was amazing. Anyway, I don't hate the guy, but I don't love the guy either. So let me know what you guys think. Did you guys see it? Do you guys think they should have asked harder questions? Do you think the Nelk Boys were told they can't ask certain questions? I don't know. I expected more, but it's, I guess that's what's to be expected, even though I expected more and hoped for more. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.